Terence Crawford must get the Spence rematch out of the way in 2024. He says he's got to get his mandatory rematch with Errol Spence, and he must get it out of the way in early 2024 before he can consider his other options. We know Terence Crawford is 36 years old, not going to be able to avoid that rematch. Seems to me like Terence Crawford is a little bit aggravated or agitated knowing that he got to get back in there with Errol Spence for the rematch after how the first fight turned out, and also after how long he had to wait to get the first fight. The way in which he dismantled and beat Errol Spence Jr. in the ring, I'm pretty sure in his mind he feels as though he don't really want to do it, but he understands that it was in the contract. It was a rematch clause. He feel like he got to get that out of the way in order to move on to bigger and better things. And what I'm seeing is that it looks like he wants to get in the ring with Canelo Alvarez, and that, you know, is that one of the fights that we really want to see? You know, will he be able to get in there in a rematch with Errol Spence Jr. and also, you know, repeat the same results that happened in the first fight? You know, we've seen rematches where things did not go the same way it did in the first fight. So is that something that we got to think about? Will Errol Spence Jr. return and look in a whole different form? Or will Terence Crawford, you know, give him more of the same? I want to talk about this whole situation. We know Terence Crawford did confirm that the Errol Spence Jr. rematch will be next. And I just kind of want to talk a little bit about this today. So I really appreciate it if all you guys like, share, subscribe. If you're new to the channel, I'm inviting you. We back on the channel. This is Gym Boxing once again. I know we keep switching things up, but we've been working on a few other channels, man, so we can do some other things. And if you guys like this content, you want to support, feel free to support in any way you can. You guys can follow me on Instagram at GetAMic24. And also, you guys want to hit the Cash App, $ GetAMic24. Really appreciate all the support. And yeah, man, Terence Crawford, we need to get this fight out of the, you know, get this fight going. Hopefully early 2024 is what it's looking like. Do we want to see the Canelo fight? I mean, I know, you know, Terence Crawford was supposed to be getting in the ring with Jermell Charlo. So will they try to do that? We know Jermell Charlo was in there with Canelo in the fight, in my opinion, that looked at, you know, horrible. I mean, this guy Jermell did not put up a fight. He, you know, moved around the ring. It almost looked to me like he wasn't allowed to even really fight Canelo. That's what it almost looked like. And I know, you know, we conspiracy around here, but I've seen a lot of Jermell Charlo fights, and I know what the guy is capable of, and it almost looked like he was just not even trying to fight. So I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if it's just the business of boxing or what, some sort of conspiracies or whatever, but you know, after that fight, I don't even know if Crawford is going to even, you know, pursue the Jermell Charlo fight, or is that the next fight that they're going to try to make for him? Being, you know, seeing how he fought against Canelo. But, you know, it looks like Terence Crawford, if I'm not mistaken, he had an article where he was basically saying he only going, you know, got 2 more fights left in his career before he's pretty much out of there. You know what I mean? He's trying to get the rematch, or finish up the rematch and get that out the way with Errol Spence. And then he wants to move on to fight Canelo Alvarez, I guess, to end his career and go ahead and retire. You know, will that happen? You know, I know Terence Crawford is the kind of guy that's going to do what he says he's going to do. You know, similar to how Errol Spence said he was going to go collect all those belts before fighting Terence Crawford, and he did what he said he was going to do. But I must admit that Errol Spence and Terence Crawford fight was a very, very tough thing to watch, being, you know, an Errol Spence fan. I'm fans of both fighters, but just to see the way Errol Spence got his behind whooped in that fight was very, very painful. It was very painful, and you know, I would hope to see, you know, Errol Spence come out and do a better job in the rematch, which I believe he will. Will he be victorious? Will he have enough? I don't know. I mean, Terence Crawford looked it stronger. He looked it faster. He was in control of that fight, and it didn't even look tough for him. And that was the sad part about the whole thing, man. It looks like Terence Crawford in that fight with Errol Spence, it looked like a person, you know, beating up on their little brother, like almost like, I don't really want to do this because you my little brother type junk. You know what I mean? that's kind of what that felt like in that fight, man. I would have to imagine that Errol Spence is somewhere right now doing some sort of, you know, the best training of his life, you know, some sort of gruesome training, man, because I know he's not going to want to go out there and embarrass himself the way he did. But, you know, hats off to both fighters. I definitely, you know, got a lot of respect for the way Errol Spence went out. You know, he went out on a shield. He didn't quit. He didn't give up. Round after round, still getting his butt whooped, and he still kept fighting. So I got to respect that. And I also got to respect Terence Crawford in how, you know, he managed to win that fight with class, and he showed respect for Spence and his team. And it was a real class act, man. If you didn't have respect for Terence Crawford before that fight, I have to imagine that you guys, you know, got a lot of respect for how he do his thing. Not just in the ring, but as a man. You know what I mean? He seemed like he conducted himself as a man in victory. But you know, how would the rematch play out, man? I have no idea. You know, just from looking at how things looked in the first fight, I would imagine Terence Crawford wins the rematch. But you know, who knows, man? You know, every fight is different. We also know that it is a business. You know, they may want to do, you know, a 3-fight thing where Errol Spence wins and, you know, they go in for the 3rd fight. You just never know. But it does, like I said, it does kind of make me feel in a way where Terence Crawford is almost a little bit annoyed with the fact that he has to, you know, go in here and rematch Errol Spence. You know, I think he feels as though he won that fight so convincingly that it's not even necessary that the fans get a rematch. I'm pretty sure a lot of the fans also feel the same way. It's like, bro, do we really need to see that again? You know what I mean? We really don't need to see it again, but I understand that it was in the contract to have a rematch clause. Errol Spence Jr. did hold, you know, the majority of the titles at 147 pounds. So, you know, he does get the chance to get, you know, his rematch back and get some of his belts back. Pretty sure Terence Crawford had to vacate one of them, but you know, it's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out. You know, does Terence Crawford actually get the Canelo fight if he was to beat Spence again in the rematch? I mean, who knows, man? You know what I'm saying? You just never know. And how would that fight play out? Does Crawford have a chance to beat Canelo? You know, Canelo is a naturally bigger fighter. How does that play out? You know what I'm saying? We still want to see David Benavidez get in there with Canelo, which Canelo is just basically saying that, you know, David Benavidez, you know, gotta fight some more people. You know what I mean? He doesn't have much names or only one title holder or something he was basically saying. But he did put up a good fight and win against Demetrius Andrade recently. So he did show, you know, that he is what he say he is, man. But you know, that's pretty much, you know, what it is for this one. You know, it's just my thoughts on this one is, you know, Terence Crawford is getting a little bit older, and he is looking at retiring soon. So will we get, you know, the Canelo fight after Errol Spence, or will Errol Spence, you know, come out on top in a rematch? You know, that still remains to be seen. But you guys let me know down in the comments how you feel about this. Do you feel like Errol Spence has a chance? Do you think Terence Crawford is aggravated with this rematch and just not really looking forward to it? You know, do you think Errol Spence has any chance in hell to beat Terence Crawford in a rematch? Just let me know, man, and we're going to chop it up. I'm definitely hyped to be back on the channel. I have had some confusion in the past trying to figure out exactly how I'm going to do this thing, but it does seem as though boxing on this channel is where I started, and it's what, you know, most people want to see here. So we're going to rock it like that. And if you guys want to support any of my other work that I got going on, I definitely got a motorcycle channel, Get a Mic Moto Vlog, and also I just started another channel, Just Get a Mic, where I'm going to be talking about regular topics, relationship topics, issues in the black community, and all of those different types of things, man. Just kind of going in from a moral standpoint, and just speaking some real talk on over there. And we'll do that over there and leave boxing over here. We also had you know, the new GTA trailer just dropped, and I'm super hype about that. I know that's a gaming thing, but if you guys like games, and you know what I'm saying, you had to be pretty much under a rock to not hear what happened with the trailer yesterday, man. It looks extremely real. It's taking place in South Florida. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to put Florida on the map. Y'all know I'm one of the biggest Florida boys out here, man. I stand tall for my state. I'm very serious about Florida, and Rockstar did us right, man. So I'm hype about that. Much love, peace, blessings to everybody checking in. I'll be back with some more content here shortly. I am working on 3 channels, but I will be trying to upload on this one every day or every other day. And we're gonna start getting in here with some boxing news, some boxing breakdowns, and I will be trying to go live. So y'all stay tuned, man. Really appreciate all the love and support. Share the video, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll be back with more content here shortly. Peace.